How's it going, everybody? Adrian Simple here from thegamingobserver.com for Wednesday, September 25th. We had a presentation from both PlayStation and Xbox today, but I'm recording this before the Xbox One goes live, so I'll be sure to cover the news from that tomorrow. Let's get into it. PlayStation's latest State of Play show has gone up with a swath of announcements that I'm sure you'll be interested in, especially if you're a PlayStation user. The Last of Us Part 2 has been given a release date of February 21st, 2020. So to those of you who were wanting it for Christmas, I'm sorry. The story picks up 5 years after the events of the previous game, and they had a trailer alongside that. The developers of Tetris Effect are making a new game called Humanity, which looks absolutely fascinating. We don't know anything about it, but it appears as though the premise is that you control thousands of humans at once in a variety of situations. The trailer was very surrealistic. I thought it was incredible. You should give it a look at humanity.game. They announced a new limited edition PS4 Pro that bundles Death Stranding that arrives November 8th. And lastly, Civilization 6 will be showing up on consoles, including the PS4, on November 22nd. Okay, I hate to report on this story because I beat it to death around Christmas last year, but I found this hilarious. You see, Fallout 76 had a swath of issues when they launched around the pre-order bonuses. You might remember the duffel bag controversy. Essentially, they promised heavy-duty canvas duffel bags, and instead they gave cheap nylon. And then in the process of replacing that cheap nylon, they accidentally leaked tons of personal information about the people who requested those refunds. Well, now we've got an even bigger issue that popped up because it's health-related. How is that possible, you ask? Something that came in those $200 pre-orders was a wearable collectible helmet. Well, all of the helmets have been recalled by the manufacturer because of a risk of mold. That's right, the fabric that they used is moldy. So if you have one yourself, go ahead, get yourself a full refund, but my god, how could they screw all of this up so badly? What a PR nightmare. The Long Dark has finally announced the long-awaited and long-delayed third episode to their campaign. It will arrive everywhere on October 22nd, which is over 5 years since they released in early access. And yes, the developer has acknowledged how long it has taken to make all of this stuff, but obviously they're putting a lot of care and attention into it. He said here, quote, "We may not work quickly, but we do work hard, and we hope you, like us, feel excited about what's to come," end quote. If you haven't played The Long Dark and you enjoy survival games, I do highly recommend it. It's tough, but it's a great experience overall. Speaking of indie games, let's talk about Dead Cells. This is a Castlevania-inspired roguelike which did very well critically. And you know, there's a lot of games like this out there, but Dead Cells really pulls it off. Anyway, they just announced that they have sold 2.4 million copies of the game, with a lot of that coming on the Switch. This means that they have sold 400,000 copies in the last 4 months, which for an indie game that is a year past official release, that's just incredible. I'm very much looking forward to what this team is going to do in the future. Go give it a look, especially if you're on the Switch. I've heard great things about that port. Okay, that is all of the news for today. I'd like to thank an anonymous user for their 5-star review on Amazon. I'll be back tomorrow as scheduled, and until then, happy gaming, everyone.